Hello, I'm Nick and welcome back to another Nick's Notorious Narratives video. Now, in this video, I'm coming to you live from a now thankfully overcast mountaintop in Whatafifi where our story unfolds. I thought it'd be easy to bring you here and show you the landscape of where it happened so that you can fully understand and appreciate everything that I went through in this particular chapter of my life. It was the end of my final year at school, it was the beginning of summer holidays, and me and my two best friends, we were about to become two best friends because one of us was leaving forever, and that was Callum. If you remember my video, the drug forest video, Callum and Chili and myself, we were like three legs of a tripod, like this tripod right here that you can see. Without the three of us, a camera would not stand. And yes, we stole that line from The Girl Next Door. A very good movie.
We're a fucking tripod. A tripod.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, it's really hot up here and I'm sweating a lot. But yeah, this is a story of the last day that we spent together. It was meant to be a day of celebration, a day of farewell, maybe a few tears, a lot of beers. And it didn't really go down like that at all. It went down completely different. So, to paint you a picture, we spent the day, we started off, I think we went out to Rangiputa and jumped off the pontoon, had a couple of beers in the spa pool at Chili's house, and then we went for another swim at a waterhole just behind me, down at the vineyard here where we used to work. We broke in, we were allowed to do that, we knew the owners, it was fine. We were there swimming for quite a while, and then we saw what we thought was a friend's car driving out to Matai Bay, which is a local bay where you're also allowed to go. It's a DOC, Department of Conservation camping ground. It's a very lovely spot. If you're ever in Northland, in the far north, I recommend. It's right over there. It's right over there. You should go. We'll go down there later. We'll film some B-roll down there. You'll see that. You'll love it. So there's a little parking lot that we pulled into, just down around where the beach entrance is, and at that point we realised that we'd gained the ire of the local Department of Conservation Chief Sheriff Officer guy. Long story short, there's a bit of a dispute over the land down there, and as compensation they got made DOC Ranger, Department of Conservation Ranger of the camping ground. And since then, there'd been a lot of dodgy stories. People wouldn't really go out there for parties anymore. You'd hear stories about foreigners going there, starting bonfires on the beach, which technically you're not allowed to do. I feel like I've got something on my face, I'm sorry. It's an eyebrow here. You're not allowed to start fires on the beach. That's just silly, but people from Norway don't know that. But they'd still, they'd be down there enjoying a bonfire, they'd hear a loud smash. They go up to their car and find an axe in their windscreen. So we knew about this guy, we knew he was quite notorious. I'd had a run-in with this guy before, to be honest. I mean, one time when I was driving to school, so this is 8 o'clock in the morning, I came up to a three-way intersection. I was turning left, he was turning right. In those days, he would have had the right of way, but he wasn't indicating, so I didn't know he was actually turning, so I took the turn. I look, he's, about to drive into my driver's door, slams on the brakes, he's pulling the fingers at me, and he's not actually in the driver's seat, he's in the passenger seat. His 8-year-old son was driving him, because he was too drunk. And I remind you, this was at 8 o'clock in the morning before I got to school. So, it's just, hopefully this paints a bit of a picture. Oh, that's not all, sorry. He also proceeded to overtake me on a blind corner, or force his son to anyway. Got to his house, and jumped in front of my car with a rock in his hand, threatening to smash my windshield so that he could call me a bullhead, which at the time I wasn't. I guess I am now. Anywho, cut to the present, and this guy sees us driving into the camping ground, and he's very, very angry that we're there. And he was running down from his little cabin to his Pajero truck. I'm not going to use a Pajero in the animation because I couldn't find a die-cast of one that I was willing to pay for. So we're going to use a Toyota Land Cruiser, but you get the picture. That's the only inaccuracy in this whole story. Callum and Chili kind of made me wise to the fact that he'd yelled at them a few days ago for shooting pukeko on the grounds. Not shooting with a gun. They're not dumb. They're hunting nuts, for sure, but they're not dumb. They were shooting it with a camera like I'm doing to myself right now. And he came and gave them an earful, told them to get off his land, and they just decided it was easier to bugger off than deal with him. And when we saw him running for his truck, he jumped in, he chased us out, I was very calm this whole time. I was like, you know, he's just telling us to leave. He's not gonna cause any fuss. But he did. He didn't stop there. He was actually following us. He was coming up the back of the hill and he was giving chase. So this is where the guys really start freaking out, and I had this sense of calm just descending on me. And I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I was like, we haven't done anything wrong. You know, this guy chasing us is really, he's the one in the wrong here. So if he does anything wrong, we just tell on him and we'll be fine. I think I was still a bit of a child in that sense. But he followed us out of the car park and out of the camping ground, and he started chasing us down that road you can see there. The first thing he did was he actually rammed into the back of the car. I can remember it. I can remember saying, oh, he's not allowed to do that, you know. Just for some reason, the naivety in me, I was like, you know, he's in trouble now. And this is where things started to get a little bit more heated up. He pulled up beside us on the gravel road. We would have been going about 110, which is ridiculous on that road. It's like corrugated from the rain and the heat. And he pulled up next to us and he proceeded to ram us off the road by driving into us. A silly move, a foolish move, some would say. You know, you could kill somebody. And at this point, you know, I'm just being completely reasonable. I'm like, oh, look, he's broken the law. He cannot do that. He's in so much trouble. He shouldn't be doing this. He shouldn't be doing that. So we're fine. We're going to be fine. I thought he'd, you know, hop out and have a yell at us like he's done to me before in the past, but Chili didn't take that chance. He booted, you know, pedal to the metal, and we just took off out of there. We managed to get off this flat part and follow along that road there. And then the chase truly began. The next sort of 5 to 6 kilometers are all gravel roads, weaving in and out, one-way bridges, you know, which was in favor of oncoming traffic. So if there'd been a car coming, we would have been fucked. We bowled through all of that. Chili was driving like a madman, but damn it, he did a damn fine job. I've never seen driving that good. I never knew he was capable of it, and I don't think he's been capable of it since. We started to lose him a little bit. I started to feel a bit calmer, but he did catch up to us once we hit the tar, which you get to once you get to the vineyard here behind me. We got to one point as we were coming around past the villas down here, down by Carrington Resort, where we had to pull, because of the curvature of the road, we had to pull into the opposite lane, and we nearly had a full-on collision with another motorist. And all this while, I can remember this calm serenity sort of sinking in on me. I was like, you know, he's broken the law, this guy. He's not going to get away with it. We'll just go tell the police, you know. We're in this little 1.3 engine car. We've got $20 of petrol in the tank. Let's just keep driving. Just, you know, we'll head out Inland Road. We'll pull off. We'll go to like Kaitaia or Cable Bay. We'll probably get there before he does. He won't see which way we go. We've got the whole of State Highway 10 to ourselves, and there's a police station in either direction, and we'll just tell on him and he'll get in trouble, and we can go our separate ways. But Callum and Chili, you know, they weren't thinking this the same way. They decided that they'd do something else. So Callum and Chili, instead of following my what I thought was sound advice, they decided to pull into Chili's house just over there, and he could see us pulling in, you know, he could see the car from the road. So they pulled in and I went, guys, what are we doing? Why are we stopping? He's following us in here. They didn't care. They ran inside. Chili's dad, Jed, and his mum, oh god, I'm so sorry, Chili, I've forgotten your mum's name. Joanne? Anyway, Jed and Joanne, JJ, maybe that's it.
My name is Karen.
They're sitting there at the table, having a cup of tea, you know, and see us bolt inside like a bunch of scared goats. Jed kind of sees us run inside. He kind of can tell that we're a bit over eager, a bit overexcited. I try to explain to him what's going down. Just, you know, this guy's kicked us off his land. You know, we got chased by him from Matai Bay all the way back here. Meanwhile, Callum and Chili are opening the gun cabinet and pulling out all of Jed's hunting guns, you know, rifles, 22 caliber rifles, shotguns, shit like that. They were like, you know, full on commando, not wearing undies. I mean, they probably weren't wearing undies because we were swimming, but they were covering each other going down the stairs, you know, aiming, getting ready for the kill. Jed's sitting there going, what's going on, love? What, you know, what's all the hubbub? He's English, he's from Devonshire or something. And then they, you know, kicked open the door and they shot him dead. He died right there on the driveway. Okay, I'm kidding. He didn't die on the driveway. He didn't get shot. They didn't take the guns outside. That whole part with the guns, you could say it didn't even happen. They ran inside with some kind of intentions, and Jed talked them down. He said, "Boys, what's going on? You know, what's happening here?" And we kind of gave him a really rushed explanation as to why we were in such a hurry, why we were so freaked out. He ran outside and he talked this guy down, and it was fucking incredible, you know. So he was a picture of calm. He was like the water you see behind me, tranquil, inviting almost. That sounds a bit weird now. I'm just thinking about swimming. I'm sweating my ass off up here, to be honest. He talks the guy down. He kind of is a little bit more lenient. He sort of takes his side of things. He's like, "Yeah, well, they probably shouldn't have been on your land, you know. I'm really sorry about that. We'll get it sorted out. We'll talk to the police and we'll see what they have to say about everything, because I think you've been doing something wrong as well." This guy's a legend. May he rest in peace, because unfortunately Jed has passed away. And Chili, if you're watching this, he was a great man. Your dad, he's an awesome guy. And I just want to say that I really appreciate the stuff he did for us, being the time that he stopped your car when it was flooded with petrol and he fixed it, and the time that he stopped this drunken hooligan psychopath from killing us at your house. So yeah, just wanted to tell you that. This guy went from raging about wanting to kill us guys, because we were on his land, to driving off as a bit of a calmer person at the end of the whole thing. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. It's a difficult thing to do that. But essentially, Jed took the side of this guy, because he because of the insistence, he actually thought we'd gone not to Matai Bay camping ground, but over to this peninsula here. All this stuff here. We know we're not supposed to go there. You don't go there. That's the private land, and that's where he thought we'd been. So he appreciated the sincerity that this guy was using when he approached us with such anger and such venom. And he was, Chili was standing on the deck swearing at this guy, and this guy's swearing back. I had my old Nokia phone. I was calmly trying to call myself so I could leave a voicemail on my own voicemail of the entire incident, for evidence for the police. That never worked. The whole thing kind of calmed down. The guy went away. Jed came up and said, "What the fuck were you doing on his land for?" And we told him, we were just at the camping ground. He went, "Oh, if I'd known he meant the camping ground, I would have socked him in the face." So all a big misunderstanding, all driven from some tension outside of our control. And yeah, so this whole time we're meant to be at a party, we're meant to be getting ready for Callum's farewell, because this whole thing was saying goodbye to Callum. Fill up the old sweat glands. We had to wait for the police to come and take our report, take our statement. My brother and my sister were expecting us at the fishing club, and then we were going back to Callum's for a party. So they came looking for us, because none of them had heard from us for several hours by this stage. It had gotten dark. They turned up to Chili's house, and there was, a police car outside, and they just walked in and were like, "What have you done this time? What are you guys up to? Is this your idea of sending him out, getting him arrested one last time?" Not that we ever got Callum arrested, but so that's the long and short of it. We ended up having a party for Callum. Had a party for Callum. It was a bit of a low burner. Got some photos, I'll chuck them up. I was in my pajamas. It was fun. It was cool. About 3 months later, after we'd all moved away, we managed to get together one last time. That was the last time all three of us were together again, actually. And that was in a courtroom as well, seeing this guy get sentenced. He ended up losing his license and having to pay Chili $2,000 for damages to his car and shit like that. I think the funniest thing was his story about how the paint got on Chili's car, because as we drove away, we scraped his paint off. His version of the story, which even the judge kind of laughed at, was that we both were driving so fast or quickly along the road because he wanted to make sure we didn't get away without being told off. We spun out and then we grated up against him somehow, which even the judge was like, that don't make no sense. mean, it's without a doubt one of the most terrifying experiences of my life, even though at the time when it all happened, I was just so disassociated with the chaos that was happening. I was just like, you know, this is just something, I think it's because it's the first time we hadn't done something wrong, and so I didn't feel like I could get punished or get in trouble for what was going on in the background. I don't know if you can understand that. Maybe it's just my brain's wired a bit differently. I don't know. Anyway guys, that basically concludes the entire story today. So thank you very much if you've stuck with me this far, for coming on the journey. If you've enjoyed it, if you want to see how I put this all together, I'm going to leave a vlog somewhere in this general region. I'm not in my usual space. I don't know whether the letterbox will be for that, but that's of the behind the scenes making of all the animations. If you enjoy that stuff, you can click on that and give it a watch. And over here I'm going to leave a if I ever get around to making it, an interview I have with Callum from the video. If you want to see the full conversation of two friends having a chat, that'll be there as well. But for now, I've been Unoriginal. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go down and jump in the water, so I'll see you guys later.
Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell.
Fucking flies.